Hi, Karen Hayes here. So I wanted to talk about real quick about interest rates and why nobody seems to be that interested in interest rates right now. Although if you are buying or selling property, you're probably interested in interest rates. And we haven't seen the kind of movement in the interest rates going down that I think a lot of people anticipated we would by now. Not that we won't see it in another few months or so, but when there's a lot of noise out in our country and in the world, nobody's talking about interest rates. Let me just say that when I started in the industry back in 1981, the interest rates at that time were around 15%. So they were fluctuating between 14, 15, 15.5%. And depending on how much money you were willing to spend on discount points to discount the interest rate, you could lower it down to, maybe 13. But at the same time, people were still buying and selling real estate. People still needed a place to live, and they just couldn't buy as much house at the time because the interest rates were higher. So if you are interested in purchasing real estate and you're waiting for the interest rates to drop down to a certain amount, you just might miss the house you want or the property you need, because right now the inventory is pretty amazing. And I think that sometimes you need to focus on what's positive about the market, which right now there are a lot of properties to choose from, maybe right now more than there has been in some years. Although, depending on the market, again, I just closed on a property a week or so ago where it was on the market for a day. We jumped in with a pretty amazing offer. Come to find out, there were multiple offers already on that property. And that was just outside skirts of Austin. And, all I've heard about is how the market in Austin now has just been level and not changing, and properties aren't going up in value and all that. But that's not, you just can't believe everything you hear all the time. So we did manage to win our offer and close on it really quick, about 3 weeks. And if the buyers had waited for the interest rates to go down before they jumped on this property, which happened to be a perfect property for their family, we would have missed out, and they would have settled later. Whenever the interest rates go down enough that it feels comfortable, they would have settled for another property that wouldn't have been this property, which they're super excited